Welcome to another episode of the Wet Dreams podcast. My name is Jose Gonzalez. I'm a mental health counselor and a sex therapist, and I see guys and couples.
Hi, I'm Dr. Hinman. I am a licensed professional counselor, licensed marriage and family therapist, and a certified sex therapist. I also see a lot of couples and guys with problematic sexual behavior.
Sweet. So today we got another reaction video. In the past, we've been reacting to videos of ourselves, but this time we're going to react to a show called Private Practice. If anybody is like a Grey's Anatomy person, we were just talking about this. That show's been going on for freaking forever. It's a good show, but Private Practice was a spin-off of that show, so we're going to react to this show. I think they have like therapists and like doctors all in the same practice or whatever in the show. So let's see how good of a job they get with therapy stuff or sex. If there's anything sex related, I'm excited. I haven't seen it yet. Our producer, if you will, has curated it for us. So let's see what's up.
Doug, we've been talking about this for years. We've come a long way. You have come a long way. You asked me to help you decide what you want, and you have. You are so close.
I just don't know if I can leave her.
You have everything you need. You have all the tools. Remember? You're like a
Running back.
running back. Sprinting past the obstacles, running for the goal posts, and you're almost there, and I'm sitting right here rooting for you. I am your own personal cheering section.
I don't...
Doug.
I should leave her. I should.
Doug.
I should stand up to her. I should fight for my right to be happy.
Bring the ball home, Doug.
I am telling my wife I want a divorce.
Touchdown!
Oh.
Doug, boundaries.
Wait a minute. Let's finish the scene first, maybe. Okay.
Oh,
that was the scene. Touchdown, Doug. Got a touchdown. There you go, Doug. Ooh, what we got there? Let's see. First of all, you don't hug don't pick up your therapist like that. Yeah. Absolutely not. Without their consent / just don't do it.
Yeah, well, even with their consent.
Yeah, no. You know, just don't do it.
So that was awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from, and I think she said boundaries, right? When
Yes.
I think she said
Boundaries, Doug, boundaries.
So that was good, I suppose. But she,
Yes.
I didn't see the other sessions that they've had.
Yeah.
But she seemed a little intent on him divorcing his wife.
Yeah, she was like, "Do it, Doug, do it."
Yeah, she was
Like,
pretty invested in that, which is very confusing to me. Why she's that. Our clients make choices, but I'm not invested in them making a certain choice.
Right.
That's you tell me the choice you want to make and I'll support you in that. But she seemed like, do it.
Yeah. The first thing the thought that popped in my head was like liability. And that's anytime like a client will like ask for advice,
right?
What always goes through my head is like, I'm going to give them the advice. It's going to go bad. And then they're going to be like, well, my therapist said to do that. And that's literally what I thought about. They're going to get divorced. And then the wife is going to come after her because like, see, your therapist told you to do that. Why are you doing that?
Right.
Sheesh.
Right. To me, it would have been better if the therapist, and I was waiting for the therapist to say, like, what is your hesitation?
Right.
Like, so there, it seems like there's part of you that doesn't want to divorce her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to talk to that part.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, what are you afraid of? What's holding you back? Like, what is the benefit of staying with her? And perhaps, like, we can give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they've covered that in the 8 previous sessions, right? But I don't see evidence of that.
But still, I feel like, say you've covered all the bases and now it's just like, okay, he needs to pull the trigger, if you will. It still comes down to, like you said, is like, why are you that invested in the first place? Like, that decision doesn't have anything to do with you as the therapist. Like, why are you so intent on like pulling the trigger? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I still wouldn't be that assertive with them, even if we've gone through all the things, and then the next step is just to do it. Like, okay, cool. I mean, I'm not gonna be that excitable.
Right, yeah.
Still.
Yeah, she seems very intent on him divorcing her, which is suspicious to me.
Right. And I assume that's probably the theme with that character. I don't know. I haven't seen the show, but that's what I'm assuming. Let's see.
Hey!
Hey, Kathleen, Jeffrey, how was the wedding?
Magical, beautiful, romantic. Everyone should get married.
And we did a 3-week honeymoon in Africa.
We climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, scaled Victoria Falls, and now we're back here. I made an appointment with the new OBGYN.
Honeymoon, baby?
Just let us see the doctor!
Sorry, we're just eager to...
Yeah, Dr. Montgomery, right. Take it right back.
Wait, what is happening?
It's just, on our wedding night, we,
I couldn't even.
What?
We've been married for 3 weeks, and I haven't been able to do it even once.
Oh. Sex, you couldn't.
She's worried there's something wrong with her.
There is something wrong with me. My hoo-ha is broken.
So how do you...
Let's stop using those words for vagina and penis, please. Stop. Hoo-ha.
Like when she takes her car to the mechanic, does she say my putt is broken?
Right.
What
What are you talking about?
Yes, right.
Oh man. And even though like that, like they didn't actually say what the issue was, like that reminds me of you. I feel like you've said plenty of times to people the words, like they're saying, we haven't been able sex, you know what I mean? Like they're not saying the words. People just do that all the time too.
It's, I don't know, like people get into this like mode where like saying those words is like naughty or something. Like if you're married, like, and I don't care even if you're not married, like,
right, it's sex. Sex is sex.
Then you're old enough to talk about it.
Right.
Like I don't get this like don't say the word thing.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Like it was a waste of time. I was talking to a rock over my dead wife's body. Help.
You're in a rut. You're stuck. You needed to jumpstart your emotions. Face them.
You know, I hate to disparage your profession, but...
You know what? I am good. I am brilliant. I had a patient this morning trapped for 19 years in a marriage, but today he's ready to ask for a divorce. I got him out of his rut. He's ready to move on.
You like yourself an awful lot today.
I kick ass in my job. I rule.
Yeah, there you go. Go
Tuck.
for it. There's a lot to react to in this show.
So I'm not done with the previous one.
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll bring it back.
Oh, maybe it will. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
What I want to say about that previous one, the one that, so it's been, what did she say, 3 weeks, and they haven't been able to have sex? Like, I want to know more information about that. Like, is she having pain when he tries to penetrate her? Does she just don't want to have sex? But that, I don't think that's the case.
It doesn't seem like it, right?
It seems like she wants to have sex, but she can't. So, like, is her vagina clamping down and he's unable to penetrate her? Or is he able to penetrate and then it causes pain? Because
is he not hard enough?
Yes, right. Is it
I hate that. I hate when there's like immediately like, what's wrong with me? You know what I mean? Maybe he's not hard enough to penetrate her. Like, why it doesn't have to be you?
But she definitely is blaming herself because she said my hoo-ha is broken. But I need more, like, and if, I know that I think that was a medical doctor that they were seeing, or an OBGYN or something, but as a therapist, if somebody said that to me, I would be like, well, what happens when you try? Like, what happens? And is there foreplay? Like, are you building up to this, or is he just like jumping on top of her and trying to penetrate her? Because that can lead to difficulties if she's not lubricated, right? If she's not ready. Because it's more than just lubrication too. The muscles relax like through foreplay and stuff like that, and allows the body to be penetrated. So we don't have enough information, and I know this is made for ratings, but like those are fairly common issues that I was mentioning. I don't know what she's experiencing, but Those are common problems for why people seek sex therapy. And so there's solutions to that. So I need more information.
Right, for sure. And it's managing the energy that people bring, because that's not that's not too different than some of the intakes I've had where it's like, there's this problem, like, fix it now, you know what I mean? It's like, wait, let me get some more information. I don't even know what the actual problem is. Like, chill, you know what I mean? Managing that, like, initial energy. It makes sense. People want to get fixed. I get it, but...
Well, and that's definitely came across when she's like, let me see the doctor.
Yeah, right? Like, shut up and let me get in there.
Doug? Are you the therapist who told my husband to leave me?
There it is.
Is this her? Is this her?
Honey.
Did you tell my husband to divorce me?
You do. You do rule.
Yeah.
Wait. See, we called it.
That's exactly what you were saying, is why we don't tell people to do stuff, because then it's our fault.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. It was almost like it was scripted.
And are we going to talk about why she's all bloody?
Like, shouldn't he be the bloody one? That, like, if he told her to... Let's see. It looks like...
Is he like, I want to divorce you? Why am I laughing? I should be laughing.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Definitely going to cut that part out. We don't condone any...
Domestic violence is wrong.
It's a pretty nasty bleed.
Doug, what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. Mr. Midlife Crisis here came home, dropped his briefcase in the middle of the living room floor, and demanded a divorce. You're not leaving me. Oh, no, sir. You made a vow.
I need you to keep your head tilted, please, Mrs. Adams.
She got upset about then her nose started bleeding and it wouldn't stop.
Mrs. Adams, has your nose ever spontaneously bled before?
No.
What are you thinking?
Probably just mucosal irritation.
You know, it's not like life with Doug has been a walk in the park, but I'm not a quitter.
I need you to keep your head tilted back, please.
I'm doing the best I can.
Okay, I think the best thing to do right now is for everyone to stay calm.
Oh my God. What's that girl blue?
Oops. A lot going on. That's so funny.
Where do we start with this, people? So Doug comes home, and his wife said, drops his briefcase in the middle of the floor and demands a divorce. I'm not sure that's how that conversation should have went down.
Right, probably not. And I don't think that's what the therapist had in mind when she said, go get a touchdown or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I would hope not. Tell her now.
And see, that's another thing that maybe people don't realize, is that as therapists, I would have a conversation with Doug.
Yes.
If Doug chooses to divorce his wife, not because I'm cheering him to do that, but because that's his choice, then I'm going to have a conversation with Doug and say, how are you going to tell her?
Exactly.
And if he says to me, I'm going to drop my briefcase in the middle of the floor and demand a divorce, I'm going to be like, well, let's tweak that a little bit. Right? Like, let's talk about all the things that you enjoyed about this marriage, and then talk about your needs are not being met, and then tell her you want a divorce.
Exactly. It's true. It's true. Thinking further ahead, that's like, I mean, that's part of the job of a therapist, being like, okay, how does that gonna look? If you say it this way, what is that gonna do, you know, and what's your purpose in doing it? What do you want in the end game? Is that getting you what you want? Probably not. I'm assuming generally most people want to get what they want out of the divorce and go and just do their own things. But if you're doing that and it's like adversarial, then it's definitely not getting what you want.
It didn't work out very well for Doug or his wife.
Your sex life, and the more you can tell me about previous partners, experiences.
Oh my God, I don't have any previous experiences.
I mean, men before Jeffrey.
I'm a virgin, Dr. Montgomery.
Oh.
I know. No one waits this long. It's weird.
Well, it's not weird. It's just surprising.
I didn't want to give it up in high school to some band geek in the back of his dad's car, you know? In college, I kept thinking he's coming. The one. And I wanted to wait for him. And then I thought, I've waited this long, I should hold out. I want it to mean something. I wanted the fairy tale. I wanted to be special and perfect. I wanted...
The magic.
Exactly. Some magic.
Let's take a look, okay? Alright.
That's not how she wanted it to
A
be.
little cold.
The honeymoon.
Ow.
Okay, I know it's a little uncomfortable. Just try to relax, okay?
I am relaxed. Ow!
You've had exams before this?
Oh, God. It's really broken. It's broken, isn't it?
It's not the kind of thing that breaks. Okay, we're gonna go really slow. Okay? Knocking at the door. Stopping in for a little visit. Knocking. Knocking a little harder.
Ow, 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 ow.
And I'm done knocking.
I'm gonna die a virgin.
We're gonna figure this out. Kathleen, we are going to get you your wedding night. Okay? She's 30.
Super sensitive, I'm assuming. It's just like very sensitive, yeah.
Well, that sounds like pain upon penetration, right? She's, and it sounds like her muscles are also contracting.
Right.
Probably a combination of both of those. And so there, I mean, I don't know what her OBGYN is going to do because I'm not an OBGYN. But sex therapists, we would do a lot of talking about, because if she's a virgin, is she like a conservative Christian, right? Because, and the reason I made that connection is because if she's raised with messages about sex is bad and sex is dirty and you shouldn't have sex, those don't disappear the day you get married, right?
Exactly.
So you still have that, like, sex is bad and sex is dirty and I shouldn't be doing this, even though I'm allowed to do it now because I'm married.
Yes. Right,
so
you don't just shut it off.
Yeah, those can, like, affect your body.
Scripts.
Like, there's a mind-body connection, right? And so that can prevent her from being penetrated. But, like, we have dilators and we have different types of sexual interventions that we can do have the couple do to each other. We don't do those to our clients, just to be clear. But there's different techniques that we can have them try with each other that can help that.
Right. And maybe, a referral to pelvic floor physical therapist could be helpful as well, definitely.
Yep.
That would include that.
And probably some meditation because the doctor said just relax. I am relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm very relaxed in these meetings.
right. Yeah, exactly. For sure. And how much of that is like just being used to something penetrating you, because she was like, you've had an exam before, right? They didn't really give an answer, but maybe she hasn't had really much anything in there. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I
doubt if she's had an exam,
probably,
because if virginity is such a big deal to her, sometimes women don't want to be penetrated by a medical device because they're afraid that will break their hymen. Virginity is a whole. We could have a podcast just on virginity, literally. But because she might be afraid that her hymen would be broken, and a hymen is no test for virginity.
Right.
That's
not a good indicator.
There's women that have had multiple children and their hymen is still intact. So that's a ridiculous myth that I wish would go away.
But still prevails.
People say it, right? Like they don't want to have a pap smear or whatever because they're afraid that will break their hymen and they won't be a virgin anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
35 and she's never. Nope. And the gates are closed, locked, welded shut. Holding on to your virginity for that long? I think it's sad. It's sad. It's sweet. Okay, not being able to have sex with your husband when you want to, that's sad. But the waiting? I mean, what's wrong with wanting a little magic?
I lost my virginity when I was 17. It was not magic. A lot of friction. I got rug burns in bad places.
You know, I didn't get the magic until Sam. I didn't even know it could be magic until Sam.
I don't remember the last time I had a little magic.
I hear that.
How can you eat that much sugar this early in the morning?
Don't eat it. I'm just being polite. And what's all this magic talk anyway? First, Ellie doesn't have it.
I don't know. The last time I was here, I just felt more magic-y.
Well, yeah.
You kissed Pete. I did not kiss Pete. Pete kissed me, which I did not ask for. I don't even know if he's normal. You know, one minute he's hot, next minute he's Arctic. I don't need that kind of damage, no matter how fancy his lips are. Here he comes.
We aren't talking about you, promise.
You're talking about sex, aren't you?
We were talking about a patient who can't have sex.
Send him my way. I'll get him going.
You know, this is a very serious issue. This is a woman who has needs, who has wants, who needs and wants magic in her life. This is not a dirty little joke that you can make your dirty little jokes about, dirty man.
You don't know me at all. You think you do, but you don't. So, don't call me names.
You should give him a pass this week. Why? He just should.
I'm so confused.
See what I mean? A club. A closed club.
She's getting another piece of cake.
I went back on my vow, and now she's bleeding. My words did that.
No, you don't control anything except yourself. Our work together has not been about getting you to leave your wife. It's been about getting you to say what you want. Remember the goalposts, Doug.
The goalposts. Right. So she lost some iron. Big deal. I want a divorce.
Yes, you do.
Karen,
The bleeding got a lot worse. I checked her CBC. Her hematocrit's less than 30.
Less than 30? Are you sure?
You mean there's something really wrong with her?
Yes, there's something wrong with me. You picked a great time to walk out, Doug. Just great.
It's
what? I feel like the therapist is doing damage control when she said, like, it hasn't been about you leaving your wife. It's been about you saying what you want. But it kind of seemed like it was about you leaving your wife. Anyways, that's a side note. But
well, it would have been nice if the therapist would have asked Doug what he wanted. And
right.
That's what he wanted. Yeah.
Right. But that was interesting. But anyways, I don't know if you have any other reaction.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Called vaginismus. It's a condition that causes a constant involuntary muscle spasm.
Which is not technically... is it still a term? Like, do they still use that term, vaginismus? Doesn't it change?
I think it has changed.
Yeah. That probably doesn't matter, but it just interesting.
Why can't
Genital
I recall?
pain? No. It definitely isn't vaginismus anymore.
Genital
is it a
pelvic
yeah, I think it might
something disorder.
Pain disorder. Genital. Anyways, yeah, so it's not vaginismus, but obviously this was years ago, but for anyone that was curious.
Yeah.
So you have a way to fix it, right? You can fix it? Not that I'm not fine the way things are. I'm fine. I love you, and I don't need to have sex to know that I love you. You can fix it.
Please tell me you can fix it.
Well, I would like to prescribe a muscle relaxant for you, Kathleen, and you take it about an hour before you...
A pill. That's good. A pill.
I can do a pill, and it'll work?
Well, there have been case studies. So just give it your best shot.
Great.
They just needed to. They just needed to go in
At home, give it your best shot.
She needs to do her homework and show it to you.
That's good. Maybe it's just the doctor's office that they need, not the muscle relaxants. Yeah, I would hope there's more referrals, though, right? I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not a gynecologist. I don't know what medical interventions I would do, but I would imagine there's other things that you're going to refer to. You know, I feel like legit, like pelvic floor PT might be the first order, and then because I've had a lot of referrals from PTs, I feel like it goes that direction more often, at least around here, where it's a pelvic floor PT first, and then they throw it to my direction, you know?
Right.
As opposed to the other way around.
And I would hope the OBGYN has done some examination to make sure that there's not some physical structure there, right? That's either malformed or preventing her from being penetrated. like I'm assuming that was done, and then the pill was the final option or whatever after she explored physical reasons why she can't have sex. But just hearing that as a therapist, like, here's a pill, go give it your best try. I'm just like, what? But I mean, I get she's a medical doctor, so she's not going to have therapy with this woman, right?
Right.
This couple, even.
For sure.
But I think that these problems like that, theoretically, they've been trying for 3 weeks to have sex, not just once. And so, give it your best try, they already have, right? And so, and I'm not sure that a muscle relaxer is going to solve that problem. And then also, I would assume that a muscle relaxer would also like cut back on your sexual desire. And also, a lot of times you go to sleep when you take a muscle relaxer.
Right.
I don't know how this is going to work.
Yeah, well, it's that same, it's the same mentality with like guys in erectile dysfunction. It's like, oh, okay, just give me the pill now, I'm good. But it's more than that.
Right.
You know, just because you take the pill doesn't mean you immediately will be able to do what you need to do or have an erection strong enough to penetrate, whatever, you know what I mean? There's so many factors. It's the same thing.
Right, because like the pill for erectile dysfunction, if you don't have sexual desire, then you're not going to get an erection with that pill. Like the commercials or cartoons or whatever, they're not realistic. It's not you take the pill and you instantly get an erection that lasts for 4 hours. That's not how that works. You have to have sexual desire or you're not going to get an erection.
Right.
And if you have relationship problems with the person that you're trying to have sex with, that pill for erectile dysfunction is not going to take those relationship problems away. So you're not going to get an erection. So
exactly.
And if she needs to do her homework and show it to you, and she can talk on the phone, but do not let her get on the internet because you still don't have that thing that blocks the child predators.
Good night, Naomi.
Hey, shuffling Maya back and forth, it's just not practical.
We're gonna be fine. Maya's gonna be fine. You on your head to take the night off.
It's just that she's a girl. You know, mothers know more when it comes to girls.
I'm shutting down for the night unless you need anything.
No, here's your cake carrier.
You ate the whole thing?
I didn't eat a whole cake. I wouldn't. I couldn't. It was really good.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Yo.
Okay, thank you.
Yo. You made the cake for her?
Apparently. You're making more than cake in a minute.
Still raining.
Yeah, I see that.
I made you another one last night.
Oh, somebody has a feeding fetish.
I really shouldn't.
This time I baked chocolate chips inside.
I can't. Thank you. You know, maybe someone else might want it, so I'll just.
What random thing? What is that with like food and sex? You know what I mean? I feel like maybe we've talked about it before. I don't know, but there's something like synonymous, especially like chocolate cake. Of course, chocolate cake is the one. Like, oh my god, like you're gonna have an orgasm while you eat the cake. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I freaking love chocolate cake, but it's just funny that it's always food and sex. You know, I don't know what that's about. It's funny.
I don't know, like
indulgence or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and like, who knows? Like, I mean, I could make up 10 scenarios about her life. Like, maybe she was denied sweets as a child, or maybe she had to clean her plate before she got dessert, or maybe dessert was denied to her because she was a naughty girl or whatever. Right? Like, there's a lot of things that can associate, but there's definitely something going on between the two of them. I know this is like a made for ratings show, but there was definitely some more than just cake going on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she apparently really likes cake.
Yeah, apparently, and he knows the weight of her heart, I guess.
Why isn't she 300 pounds?
Because that's all she eats.
No sex. Not even a little sex.
Really?
Really?
She took the pill.
We tried. Oh, sister, how we tried.
Honey, it's okay.
It's not okay. I need sex. I need sex, Jeffrey. I have waited and waited and waited, and I want to do it. I want to do it now.
I know. I'm just saying you don't need to get upset. We have other things to connect us.
You're a man, Jeffrey. A big, strong, very hot man, which is... I hit the jackpot with you. And we want kids. We want a family, which is now not going to happen because you're going to leave me for someone else.
I'm not going to leave you. I don't need sex.
We don't lie to one another. We never have. Don't start now.
Please, doctor. Please.
Okay.
I don't like that one. A lot there.
Because he keeps saying, I don't need sex. So I would like to know what he means by that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he just trying to make her feel better?
Right.
Or is he not interested in sex? Right? Like, I mean, there are people who are asexual. And so, like, I don't know. I hope he's saying it just to make her feel better.
Right.
Because if he's not, like, if he really doesn't want sex, he needs to be more clear about that.
Well, then he was saying there's other things that connect us. Again, they might be just making her feel better. But, I mean, then when she said, oh, we don't lie, and then he went, please, doctor, or whatever.
Yeah.
So my guess would be he's trying to make her feel better. But he's, there's other things that connect us, which is true. I mean, I think it's both, like, you don't, like, the underlying connection and intimacy is really the important thing, both to have good sex, but then also that if sex isn't as easy or becomes more difficult, then you still have that basis to hang your hat on. You know what I mean? I think that it is important. The sex is great, of course, but that's the foundation of it, I think.
And I would want to know, again, as a sex therapist, I'm not an OBGYN like she is, but as a sex therapist, I would want to know, because she said we tried many, many, many times or whatever. Like, what did you try?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what did that look like? What happened? Right?
Yes, more details.
Again,
sure.
Is he just like trying to jump on top of him, or you are jumping on top of him? Like, what is the preparation? Right? Was there foreplay? How long did the foreplay last? Mm-hmm. What did you do for foreplay? Mm-hmm. Did you like what you did for foreplay? What would you want done differently?
Right. Were there things that worked better than others?
Yeah, right.
Or you felt yourself calming down more in some areas, but then something else happened and you didn't, like, take me through in slow motion. I always like to take people through slow motion through the process. Like,
that's
step
what
one,
I do
step
too.
2, step 3.
Were the lights on? Were the lights off? Did you light candles? Did you have music playing? I want to know all the details, right? Because I want to know what variables to adjust so that we can try something else so that it might work.
Right. Were you rushing? Did you have enough time? Was it in the middle of the day? Was it in the evening? Like, so many details.
Nothing I've tried has worked. I mean, she just can't. Yeah, she just can't. And she deserves. He's her guy, her one.
Marriage without sex.
Happens all the time.
I wonder what is he just another
Maybe
guy?
it's psychological. Can you see her? Actually, Pete should see her. What?
What?
There are some very good studies about guided actualization, and that's his area.
That's my area.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna hook up
Okay.
for sure.
Sweet mother. Chocolate. No. You realize you're replacing sex with food.
There you go.
You want some?
Oh, because she hasn't had sex for a while. That's what it is. I see.
What is he putting in that cake?
Also, he's getting off on them eating it.
See, they're getting happy over cake. I mean, if I could get happy over cake, well, I wouldn't be a man.
Exactly. Secret to women.
Oh, like you know the secret to women? You are a child, you can barely grow facial hair. You don't know anything about women yet.
Figure out what they want and give it to them.
Yeah. Well, that's... You baked that cake?
My grandmother baked that cake. But Naomi doesn't need to know that. Figure out what they want and give it to them.
It wasn't the fillings.
Is Aaron okay? What happened?
I don't know. They just got
The
worse.
exam room?
You want just one?
Oh. Guess we missed the blue part.
Your patient who can't have sex?
My patient, mind your own business.
She's checking her history to see if she might be able to find anything that could be causing vaginismus.
Doe.
Yes.
He snooped.
You really don't want to try my thing?
Your thing, what? To creatively visualize the parting of the Red Sea? A gentle opening of a flower.
You know, Addison, the way we work around here is
Yeah,
that
I know. You utilize each other. I got it.
we take it slow. And your solution is what? Put her in surgery? This woman is not going to die if she doesn't have sex.
Oh, please, if it was you going without, you'd be begging to go under the knife. My highly skilled knife.
I knew it was too much to hope for a double board certified surgeon, not to be the most arrogant.
Arrogant? You got a God and a Buddha complex all rolled up into one big arrogant. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Back off. Oh, come on. Naomi is this close to a diabetic coma thanks to your cake, so you're way worse than I am.
That is an interesting thought, though, too, like this idea of like, and I think as therapists, but also sex therapists, I guess if your stuff isn't working or whatever, that you double down and like, no, I'm gonna figure this out, and or do you like try to get other resources? Like, it's all right. It's not like relax. You don't have to fix it, you know, or everything you do doesn't always have to work, you know.
Right. Well, and she's, I mean, right there, her title is MD. So she's not a therapist, but I keep wishing that she would be a therapist. Because surgery is pretty invasive for a problem that you've not really... She's tried one other solution that's been on air.
Right.
And that's a pill. And now she's going directly to surgery because the one time the pill didn't work.
Right.
And what is the surgery? Like, what is she going to do?
Like, I don't know, like actually. Make it bigger? Yeah. And
you think she's going to be able to have sex after surgery? That's going to be weeks.
Right. For recovery, yeah. Heck yeah. Absolutely. It's just going to make it worse.
Dr. Turner,
Karen,
stay out of my marriage.
I think you took care of that. Doug canceled his therapy appointment this morning.
Well, I want to make sure it stays that way. And if he shows up again, I pay the bills. You won't see a dime.
I don't care about the dime, and even if I did, why are you fighting for something that makes you both so miserable?
You have no idea how my marriage makes me feel. You have no idea who I am. You only have Doug's side of the story. I'm the bitch, and he's...
I am not on anybody's side.
Just stay away.
Oh.
Did you...
Oh, no.
Oh,
goodness. Oh, goodness.
Karen, you need some help?
Oh.
I got your test results.
Yikes.
You've got something called Wegener's disease. It's a disease of the blood vessels that affects the ears, nose, throat, and kidneys.
Does she die from this?
Well, it takes years to progress to that stage. With the proper treatment, we should be able to keep it at bay for a long time.
You were lucky. Some people bleed out internally before the disease is caught.
Lucky?
I can't believe this.
Triangulation. She definitely is in the middle now. Triangulated between her and her husband because he looks over like almost like, I'm sorry that I'm like
gonna
showing her affection.
Yeah.
Like, no, you should not be that close.
We should change.
Sam, what would you have done if it were Naomi? If she had gotten sick right before the divorce?
Would have stayed.
Vulvar vestibulitis.
Schistoconitis.
What?
I thought we were saying weird stuff.
My virgin. She has vulvar vestibulitis. I went through her entire medical history. She has inflammation, probably caused by chronic yeast infection, which made her nerve endings extraordinarily sensitive to pain, which in turn made any attempt to have sex, ouch, that kind of pain is what caused her muscles to lock up. So I'm going to do trigger point injections of lidocaine and steroids in the sensitive areas.
And then you're gonna send her to Pete.
No, I can fix this myself.
You can fix the vulvar vestibulitis, but Pete can fix the vaginismus. What? If you work together with him, the two of you'll be able to give this woman a normal sex life.
Why is everyone always pushing Pete on me?
Why are you pushing so hard against him? Wait, you want to belong here? You want to feel like you're a part of this place? You need to accept that Pete is part of the solution.
Wisdom coming from a cake fiend.
Well, I just take all these feelings, the rage, the exhaustion, the sexual frustration, the desire to run Sam down with my car, the fact that my child now thinks that her father is the good parent. I just take it all and I shove it down as far as it'll go, and then I just put some food on top of it.
Maybe you should talk to Sam instead of inhaling 4,000 calories a day.
You know what? You find your magic your way, I'll find my magic mine.
Violet said that I should cut Pete some slack.
Yeah, you should.
The why is what I'm missing.
It's the anniversary of his wife's death.
Oops.
Is this going to hurt?
I'm sorry, it is.
Again, it's the same, the treatment thing, you know, there's the medical part of it or like the body part, but then for sure you need the brain part, you know, because maybe you, even if she fixes that it doesn't hurt as much, there's still their connection in the brain of like, when that happens, there's some like resistance or whatever. It may not hurt, but I wonder if it still would be problematic afterwards, even if it doesn't actually hurt. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's interesting.
Well, and I know it's there seems to be some kind of weird competition between her and Pete, who apparently is some kind of therapist, right? And so I don't understand why, especially if they're working for the same agency.
Yeah.
Why is there this competition?
What's the problem?
Right? It's the agency is still going to get the money, so it can't be about money, right? And so why is this like? It appears as though she's in this for her own ego, right? It doesn't. I don't hear things from her like I want to make this person better. It's I want to be right, right? And so, like if you truly want the patient to be better, then you'll work with whoever needs to be worked with to collaborate to create a plan that's going to work for the client. But it's just interesting.
It is.
It is.
Okay. Okay.
Here we go.
How many more?
4 more.
4 more. I can do 4 more. I'm okay. I can do this.
This is gonna work. I mean, she's going through this. It's gonna work.
It will solve the cause of the vaginismus.
And then I'll get my wedding night.
There's no guarantees.
I'm gonna say that at that moment, probably. Probably not the best time to break that.
Hey, I did a little research, and I think my patient should try your thing.
You want my thing?
My patient needs your thing.
What, no comments about my dirty talk? Why are you being so nice to me?
I'm not. Can you help? Or not?
I have an opening at 3.
Sam, you ordered these antibody studies for Karen Adams, room 1001?
I did.
As chief of staff, I can't sign off on this.
These studies are obviously unnecessary.
I had to confirm a diagnosis, and since when has that been against hospital policy?
Since your patient, this Karen Adams, was diagnosed with Wegener's disease at this hospital 6 months ago.
How is that possible? She just started exhibiting symptoms.
That's what she told you. These records speak for themselves.
She still has blood on her shirt?
Go get a different shirt.
She knew. And she never told her husband.
Oh, she used it for him not to leave her. Dang, okay. Kind of smart. Not smart, because it's the same hospital.
Charlotte King just called. Unnecessary test on Karen Adams?
I've got a patient who's lying to me about her medical condition. It's not my fault.
If we could just tell Doug that Karen's been lying to him, he would leave her.
We can't reveal her medical information to anyone, including her husband, without her approval. Doctor-patient confidentiality. She's a patient.
She's your patient. And your patient is messing with my patient's happiness. 3 years of kick-ass therapy down the drain with one swift diagnosis.
Maybe they'll work it out. I mean, people do make marriages work.
They won't make it work.
Again, these people are selfish, man. It's the same thing. She's like, my hard work of 3 years of therapy and this, like, that's probably not the greatest vibe to go into helping fields with.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure it does happen, though, obviously. It's crazy.
Well, and don't they have like an interagency agreement that if you share a client or a patient, then you all should be able to talk?
Yep.
Right,
it's like implied or whatever. Yeah. That like that's the treatment model. Like everyone will know, but it's still confidential. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because 2 employees at that agency are they have the same patient, they should be able to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like on my hospital chart, I can see every person that I've gone to.
Yes.
And so that means every doctor can see every person that I've gone to.
Yeah, exactly.
Within that network. They don't even have to work for the same place.
Right.
But if they're all part of that network, that hospital network, then they all can see my chart.
Right.
So I don't know why they wouldn't be able to see that.
I mean, maybe it's before that time. I don't know how long it's been around, but
or maybe not being able to see it would make better TV.
Yeah, that's true. Not realistic, remember?
She'll end up hating him, and he'll hate himself for staying. After she's gone, that's all I'll have. So I think if you can find a way to help your patient, you do it. Hi, come on in. Make yourselves comfortable. I'll be right there.
Flowers, opening, River's party.
Well, I gotta go give out the old Pete special. Okay, what?
It's just Naomi told me what this week is. The anniversary.
It's nothing.
Dr. Bennett, I told you, we don't need a therapist.
You are not my patient. I am here for Doug.
And I'm here for you, Karen. Now I have your medical records here. Would you like for me to discuss them in front of Doug, or would you like Doug to leave the room with Violet? It's up to you, because as your doctor, I cannot discuss what's in here in front of him without your permission.
Why would I have to leave the room?
Karen.
This isn't fair. You can't do this.
I am not discussing anything without your permission.
Either Doug can stay in here with you and Sam, or he can come out in the hall and talk to me.
Karen.
So I knew I was sick before, so what? I didn't think you could take it. I thought you'd run away like the weakling you are, so...
Wow.
I didn't tell you.
But you knew you were sick all this time?
I thought you were weak, whiny pain in the ass. But you surprised me. You didn't run. So it proves that you're not weak, you're strong, and I need you. I need your strength. I want you to stay.
What do you want, Doug? You've been coming to see me for 36 months. 36 months. And thousands of dollars. You came and you worked. Also, you could say what you want. You've earned yourself a very expensive backbone. Use it. What do you want?
You promised.
I'm talking to Doug.
What I want. What I want. I want to stay.
Doug.
I want to stay. All right? End of discussion. I'm staying with Karen.
Twist.
I'm staying with my wife.
Plot twist.
Goodbye.
Even though she called you a spineless weakling.
Right. But now I know you're strong. I thought you were a whiny little weakling or whatever. Wow.
Good luck with that marriage.
Yeah,
with no therapy.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Take care.
Good luck tonight. For what it's worth,
Don't say anything nice to me.
I wasn't.
You were. I don't need your pity. I don't need your sympathy.
I was going to say, whatever you did in there for Kathleen, I hope it works. They deserve to have a perfect night.
Oh.
I get a little. I need. I'm a little lost here.
My wife went to sleep beside me in bed on a Tuesday night. On Wednesday morning, I woke up and she was dead. One bad night. But
Thanks.
all our nights were bad. And we never had a perfect night.
Mm.
Not even our wedding night.
He wants to give others their perfect
Nothing's
night.
perfect. Nothing's ever perfect.
That's an interesting dynamic there because apparently their relationship was poor before she died. But then when a spouse dies, you're supposed to be this grieving widow, right? Like you're supposed to...
Right, and everyone reminds you of the anniversary of their death or whatever, yeah.
Like, oh, aren't you sad? Like, oh, it's terrible. This is the anniversary, of your wife's passing or whatever. But then that adds, like, additional trauma or additional mental strain because our relationship sucked.
Right. Surely I didn't want her to die, but I didn't want to be with her or him.
And then
or
there's no
whatever.
closure. Right? So he's frozen in this time of having a relationship where there was no magic ever, forever. Like he can never leave her or divorce her or fix it. Like he's stuck there forever. That's rough.
That would be tough. For sure.
That's the most he's ever told anybody about his wife.
Oh my.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Doug.
I know how much you cared, how hard you worked.
You worked. You did most of it.
I may not be in love with her, but I owe her. No one should have to go through what she's going through alone.
She doesn't have to be.
I just wanted to say, I still think we did something here. I mean, before I met you, things just happened to me. I made a choice today.
But you're still picking what's safe, what's familiar. Pain that won't even make her better. What about...
What I want is for you to be the therapist and me to be the patient.
Oh, damn.
It's my life. At least now I know I've made my bed, nobody else.
You're right. It's your choice. And you made it. And that is something.
Thanks.
Your clients should not be telling you that as the therapist.
Right? But it is interesting, like, this was a very horrible illustration of, like, sometimes our clients make choices that we don't agree with. Right?
For sure.
And sometimes they make bad choices, like unhealthy choices.
Yep.
And we have to sit there. We have to sit there and know that they're going to make a poor choice. Like, we can ask questions, like, are you sure that that's the choice you want to make?
Yeah.
Or tell me why you want to make that choice and why you don't want to make this other choice. But we really should not influence them one way or the other. Like, that's really their choice. And the whole bloody nose woman is the reason why we shouldn't, like,
exactly. That's an extreme example of it, but yeah.
Right.
Or I'm sure there could be worse examples, but
yeah. I mean, therapists have been killed. Like, it's, I mean, it's rare, obviously, but like that, like, from disgruntled spouses or whatever. But my point is, like, the reason I paused it was because, like, that's part of our job is to see people making a poor choice, and it's still their choice. Like, they, you know, I mean, I've sat there before and thinking, I don't say you're making a mistake, and now I'm going to have to deal with the ramifications of that mistake.
The next session.
Right? Yeah, because you're going to come back and complain about the choice that you just made that I tried not to let you make, but you made it anyway.
Yes.
But she's not, like, she's too invested in him divorcing
absolutely.
her. I don't get that, but like, maybe her husband's a divorce attorney or something.
Right. What's the background? Yeah, that's what the main goes. I don't feel like I want that much control. Like, that's too much effort in my mind. Like, I can barely make my own damn choices in my own life. I don't care about anybody else's choices. You know? I have 2 young kids that I'm doing that with. That's, like, more than enough.
I can't make choices for other people.
No,
Like,
absolutely
you're
not.
not paying me enough to run your life.
Absolutely not, for sure.
But I just wanted to, because I don't know if people realize that as therapists, we have to, we know, either they tell us or we just know based on what they're saying that they're going to make poor choices. I mean, we both deal with people with addictions or out of control behavior, and so we see that every day, right? That we know that people are going to make a bad choice, but we can't, like, force them and go right up to the line of unethical behavior like they did where both of them were in the room.
Right.
They didn't. They probably didn't cross the line.
Yeah,
but they were right
that's
on
why
the
they
edge.
did it. Right. And the therapy space should be a safe place to make poor choices. Really, I mean, make good choices too, but that's the point of therapy. Is a safe place for you to make poor choices, and then you deal with them together or whatever. But you know, if once it feels unsafe to, like, make choices or tell your therapist about the choices you're making, then you've defeated the purpose of it.
Right.
You know?
Because she pressed him so hard to divorce her, he's probably not going to come back to her.
Never. Right.
And so now she's lost the ability to help him make choices. You know, she should have supported him in whatever decision that he wanted to make, and then she would still have him as a client, so that when their marriage doesn't work, because he's going to stay and it's not going to work because they're still the same people and now they're not going to have help. And so then she could be there to pick up the pieces with him. Otherwise, I mean, he could be a candidate for suicide because he's going to stay in a marriage that he hates, and it's going to fail because his wife obviously has some anger issues towards him. And so, you know, he could be like, I'm a failure. I failed at therapy. I failed at this marriage twice. And so I just might as well kill myself.
Exactly.
Suicide's not an option, by the way.
Right.
It's not raining.
Yeah.
Yippee.
Starting to agree with you. About the magic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so just call me tonight, okay?
Mom.
Wait, just call me, okay? We can make sure she calls me.
Okay. Quiet down in there.
Double fudge with chocolate
Jeez.
frosting.
You know what? Enough with the cake. I don't want your cake. I don't need your cake. I didn't ask for your cake. I'm all caked out. You know whose cake I want? I want Sam's cake. I want Sam's cake. But Sam's not baking a cake. He's not baking a cake for me. So could you just...
Del, she's a
She's gone off sugar for a while.
I'm not gonna stop bringing you cake.
Oh.
Okay, all right, Del,
No more cake. You know what? This is my like Sam better. You're mad at me for bringing you here, and this boy is baking cakes at me.
Okay, we're gonna get through this.
Yeah, we are.
You guys, Grandma working hard, man. What is he telling Grandma? Yeah, for real.
Just want something good to happen.
He's selling a week.
When is there gonna be a little magic? Yeah, that's the unending question.
Sorry, Grandma.
I wanna rock and roll.
Oh my God.
I wanna give my soul.
That's tough.
You drank all the orange juice. You hid the covers. You put our dog to sleep.
You never took my side. You were mean to me. You withheld sex. You were cold. You were a mean, cold bitch, and I hate you. I hate you so much.
Oh wow.
I'm stuck.
He needs to unpack some
on
things.
the ground. So help me decide. Help me to make up.
I'm sorry I couldn't save you.
Damn.
Was that what it was?
Anger is a natural part of grief.
Mm-hmm.
Was that really you? Tracing back the threads. Said it was a mess. Was it you?
Thank you,
Oh my
thank
gosh.
you,
Hey.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pete helped Dr. Wilder.
Thank you.
Hugs all around.
I love you, man.
What did they do that was so
I love you, man.
Yeah, what did they do?
He saved a marriage.
Sexy, yeah.
Magic? Magic.
Good stuff.
Magic sex.
Magic sex. That's a good one, though. Like, you know, sex is not all it is, but it definitely can be the undoing in a marriage. You know what I mean? Like, there's more things than sex, but I've seen marriages end because of sex.
Mm-hmm.
Partially, you know,
Yeah.
of course, but.
Well, and that just shows like how complicated like sex is as a part of marriage, because you have the guy in the cemetery saying you withheld sex and he's pissed at her and hates her.
Yes.
There was other things that he listed. But you know, she's withholding sex from him. But then there's this other couple who are just desperately trying to have sex and can't have sex.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just like,
it's complex.
Welcome to our life. This is what we deal with on a daily basis.
There you go. A little snippet. The complex world that is sex. Sweet. Well, thanks for joining us. That was kind of a fun episode. I hope we can react to further episodes in the future. And, you know, if anybody got some suggestions or some clips or whatever, we will be doing this again. It's pretty fun. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
The Wet Dreams podcast and any content posted is intended for general information, educational, and entertainment purposes only. We are not responsible for any losses, damages, or liabilities that may arise from the use of this podcast. It is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional, diagnosis, or treatment. Listeners should not disregard or delay in obtaining a medical advice for any medical or mental health condition they may have, and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.